Hey besties, it's Rosie. Today I have a message for those of you who are feeling called to lead. You might be the leaders of your collective, or you might be someone who just feels like you are supposed to be a way shower for the people directly around you. Bestie, I'm getting that cats are extremely significant for this collective. So you are either a cat lover or you need to be on the lookout for cats in your everyday life. If you see a cat kind of like in the wild wherever you are, that cat is trying to lead you towards something. Maybe if the cat is in an area, go to that area and see what's around. There might be initials carved into a tree. There might be a sticker on the ground that has a message for you. Like, cats are going to be a way shower for you if you're resonating with this message. Bestie, I'm getting this energy of it is incredibly important for you to stay tapped in to the energy of self-respect and valuing yourself. I'm getting this, it's kind of like a complicated message, but it's coming through. Maybe it'll come through a little bit slower. This message that like the people around you, the people that you are supposed to be leading, or the people that you might feel in some way energetically responsible for, these people might not love themselves in the way that they should. And this could look different for everyone. This might be expressed through them just like eating foods that aren't good for them, indulging in substances that aren't good for them. Maybe they work at a job that really lowers their vibration. They're just very embroiled in these karmic patterns of self-sabotage to varying degrees. And it is really important for you to not get caught up in that, because if you are constantly surrounded by people who are self-sabotaging, who do not love themselves, who are doing things that directly chip away at that self-worth, it can be very easy to fall into those patterns yourself, because it might feel like, oh, well, you know, I know better, and so I can indulge, I can dabble in this. But Spirit's really emphasizing, yeah, you can, but it's a very slippery slope, and Spirit doesn't want to see you backslide when you have been placed in a position of authority, of leadership. You know, these people, whether you know it or not, are looking to you to kind of be like the guiding force for how it looks to love yourself. And not saying that like having, you know, the occasional indulgence isn't part of loving yourself, but if you are backsliding into the vices that these people around you are finding themselves caught up in, you're not really, one, showing the way for them, and two, you're not really living up to your potential to love and honor yourself in the way that you are meant to, the way that would bring you the most happiness. Spirit, what else do you want me to say? Bestie, I'm getting the message that you're a very patient person. Even if you don't resonate with that, even if you think that you're not, I'm seeing that if you were to really look at the situations that you have found yourself in and how you handled them, that would take patience and grace. So Spirit is kind of giving you, is trying to commend you for that. More so than that, your ability to tap into flow is something that the people around you desperately need to see, because they are very disconnected from it. So when you are disconnected from flow, everything is kind of, it's almost like there's this wellspring that has been turned off. And it might not feel that significant in the moment when it's happening, but the far-reaching effect of it would probably surprise you. Bestie, I'm getting this message that some of you are either being encouraged to do this, or it's something that you're already doing and Spirit is just acknowledging it. You've kind of reached this point where you have realized how much even the negative circumstances in your life have positively impacted you. Like, even the worst betrayals that you have ever suffered have still landed you to this place where you either are feeling a lot of gratitude for where you are, like for your own soul's growth, or Spirit is asking you to kind of shift your perspective and see that. Because where you are right now is somewhere that it was not easy to reach this place. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of introspection. It took a lot of patience with yourself to kind of crack through these layers that have hardened on top of your true authentic self, placed there by society, placed there by the family you were born into, the distortions that you were forced to work through to kind of unearth this part of yourself. Spirit, what else? Bestie, you might be feeling called to go back to places that you haven't visited in a while. These could be places in your general vicinity, or maybe you're feeling called to like take a trip somewhere. There's like some important remembrance there. It's almost like a mile marker for how far you've come. So that could be why you're feeling called to these places. Like something about going there is going to remind you of a previous version of yourself that existed in that place last time you were there. And it will really show you how far you've come. Yeah, bestie. You have really mastered balance, and you might not always feel this way, but I think that's why Spirit is kind of talking about like the vices and leaning into like the negative, like the bad habits and stuff like that, because you have truly mastered this already. And mastery over something can kind of give you this this sense of, oh, well, I can do it because I've already mastered this. And yes, you can, but at the same time, your mastery of this was a stepping stone for something else. Like the next place requires you to not only have mastered this, but to be able to maintain it consistently, because where you're going next, I'm getting that where you're going next is like, it's a much harder level, and you're prepared for it. That's not like to scare you or anything, but like you're going to have to be really solid in your ability to stay balanced, because the things that are thrown at you, I'm seeing they're going to be very new. And there's some part of you that if you were a little bit out of whack, it could be a way bigger deal, and you would feel way less well equipped to handle what's coming next if you are just a little bit out of balance or a little bit out of sync. Spirit is really emphasizing you like giving yourself like the best foot forward. Yeah. And bestie, that's going to require you to walk away from things that you know are not healing for you. If you know the things that you're doing, the people you're surrounding yourselves with, these substances that you are ingesting are not categorized under healing, this is something that is actively chipping away at your stability that you could be forming right now. And while you might have learned all these little tricks of the trade, maybe you do Reiki on your junk food or something like that, but the problem with that is like, yeah, you are you're kind of like transmuting the bad parts of it, but what it's resulting in is something that is like it's not a net loss, but it's not a gain either. And instead of like indulging in things that just kind of like even out in the wash, you could be putting something in your system that is fortifying you, because you're going to need that. And moreover, you're going to be really freaking glad that you did when you get to this next level, area, realm, because whatever prep work you've done here, your future self is really going to thank you for. And I don't think you're going to know what that looks like until you get there. So Spirit is kind of just giving you this little like tongue in cheek, like, listen, stop eating the pizza. Eat a freaking vegetable, my friend. Like, eat some blueberries. You're gonna wish you had when you see what's up ahead. And I don't think Spirit wants you to know what's up ahead, because I think you'll freak yourself out, but they do want you to know like this is a time period where you should be fortifying. And any time that you're spent kind of like not doing that, a later version of you is going to wish that you had. Yeah, Spirit. Bestie, if you're wondering why things are moving slowly right now, it has nothing to do with you. You're in this waiting period because it's much bigger than you. Everything on this planet has to work together, and there is like a time period, there's a sequence that has to be done in. And right now, you're just kind of waiting for the other pieces of the puzzle to wrap themselves up. Like you're just waiting because like it hasn't come through yet. You don't need to do anything else, but in this time period, it's very important that you are preparing for when that door opens and you do move. And when you get to the other side of that door, you're going to be really happy that you ate like the food that was good for you and not the freaking marshmallows. Okay? I love you.